What's good, y'all? It's your boy J.Brock. It's Clapitup LA. I'm right here with my boy LONGè2K, artist. He is also a football coach, and y'all be sure to check out Packs in a Rental. You know that video going crazy. Now, how you doing today, LONGè?
I'm doing pretty good. How you doing?
Man, I'm doing great. I'm blessed to be sitting right here with this dude. This is a young legend right here. If you ain't know it, we're gonna put that in the air anyway. Now, LONGè, you started playing football at about the age of 5.
Yes, sir.
You credit your big brother, rest in peace, with showing you that it was more than the streets. You got to put your energy into other things.
Yeah.
So at 5 years old, what did football mean to you, and what were you thinking about life at that point in time?
I don't know. I guess I was kind of always a kid that I understood life at a young age. So everybody around me was doing one thing, and I would choose another.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like having a big brother that told me don't be in the streets, because he was already in the streets. It made me I didn't have to do what everybody else was doing. So I never had to try to be the tough guy, because if I'm around people who doing tough guy shit, I could choose a different route. So that's just what I did. So I chose to be a leader instead of following everybody else's footsteps. So.
That's big. That's big. Now, do you feel like you faced any type of backlash, making sure that you went the other way when the cool thing was to go this way and do this, do that? Do you feel like you ever faced any scrutiny behind that?
I feel like a lot of people respected it, but then other people, they feel like, oh, he ain't gonna do nothing if we try him and stuff like that. And then other people, they knew who my family was, even if they see me alone. So it was they never really tried nothing, because they already knew all right, we gonna leave him alone, you know?
Right.
But it was still times even in school, grew up, people tried me, had to fight, got jumped, all kind of stuff. Suspended, kicked out of school, but at the same time, I always knew who I was, so I always stayed grounded. If that might happen, I can't let that keep happening, because I ain't trying to go down that wrong road. Right.
Yeah. Now peer pressure is a mug, and a lot of people buckle under peer pressure, but you got to be a strong person individually to make sure you do that. So what team were you playing for at 5 years old?
Linwood Junior Knights.
Okay, Linwood. Shout out Linwood Junior. I thought you were about to say Compton Titans and Vikings and stuff.
It was gonna be them, but all of my family from Compton, they was playing at Linwood at that time. So. And that's where I ended up going. It was either them or the Compton Titans.
Oh man, okay. So what position were you playing at that young age?
Receiver, still. Safety,
okay, still receiver. Okay.
And corner. Yep.
Do you remember the first time that you would say that you fell in love with the game of football?
Yeah.
When was that?
When I scored my first touchdown versus the Tri-City Falcons at 6 years old.
He remembered the team and everything.
Yeah.
Oh man! Yeah. Now, how did they throw you a bomb? What happened?
My cousin threw me a bomb before the game. I was kind of nervous. I was acting scary. And my best friend, rest in peace on him, Quentin.
Yeah.
He was calling me scary, and he was telling the coach, which is my uncle. He man, he's scary. He's scary, man. Get him out the game. He's scary. Get him out the game. He ain't scary. He don't want to play football today.
Yeah.
So I'm like, man, I'm here to play today. So then I ended up going to score the first touchdown, the first time we got the ball. Yeah. After then, it was over.
It was over. It was he found it, huh?
It was over. It was 80 yards, and I was 6 years old. So I'm like, dang.
Oh, so you had to run with that thing.
Yeah.
80 yards as a 6-year-old. That's a long way. That's a long way. You got to have a lot of stamina for that. Now, so as 6-year-olds, you weak. You still buster. You know, the high-pitched voice. I can already imagine that. Yeah. Now, after that first year, you continuing to play ball, right? Also at a young age, he over here freestyling. He rapping. You know what I'm saying? So, do you remember the very first time you bust your first? Because I remember my first time busting a freestyle. You remember your very first time busting a freestyle? And do you think you remember what you was talking about?
When I did my serious freestyle? Yeah, I do. It was the jerking era. And then.
Oh, yeah.
But, when I started to put my heart in it was when Meek Mill started coming up. But that jerking era, I used to take YG lyrics, Red Deuce, Tay Up There, all those people, and I would mix their lyrics into my own.
Oh wow!
And I would put it on a CD.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't tell people.
Yeah.
But I'll be jerking, skateboarding, all that kind of stuff. I was just all around. I do everything as a kid.
Yeah.
So I would do that, and then I'd be dyeing my hair, jerking. I was part of the whole little shit. So. I was doing that, and I was rapping at that time, but I wasn't really taking it serious. And then when I moved to Texas, the coach was like, nah, we ain't allowing that shit out here. He was like, that's goofy.
What, you can't rap and play football?
Basically, that's what he was saying.
Okay.
He was like, you either going to be a dancer, you're going to be an entertainer type of person, are you gonna take football serious? And after then, I set it down. And then a couple years later, towards my senior year, Meek Mill started dropping his mixtapes, Dream Chasers. And I felt like I was chasing my dream of football. So like every time I watch Meek Mill, I'll hop in front of the TV, and like when he get done and a little bit of the beat is left, I'll start freestyling. Me and my homies start freestyling every time, like hard as hell. And then Lil Snoop came about. And Lil Snoop was the same age as me. And that was really like, he started becoming one of my favorite rappers. And I started looking up to him, and his whole image was a freestyler. And he used to talk about the relationship with his mama and shit like that, and I was going through the same thing. So that's how I just started falling in love with it for real.
So is Meek Mill like one of the first big time artists that you feel really made you want to rap?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, cause he was just like so aggressive with his expression, and it was so real and authentic. I was just like, dang, like you could really do this. You know what I'm saying? Like you could speak like raw facts and like make it sound good.
Right, and that's the Meek Mill with the braids that y'all know about. He was coming from, I mean, for real, coming from nothing. Now, you also credit your immediate influences.
It was Benzo and JR, and then also YB. They used to rap when I was younger with my brother, and then the homie Lil Craze used to rap too. Actually, my homie Dontrell was rapping at that time. So they all was rapping in there.
Everybody was up in there.
So like, my brother Trav used to always say like, I'm gonna bring you to the studio, but he never got a chance to. And then it was like, I would just look at them like, man, y'all rapping, it's kind of decent. You know? Like it's kind of decent, but like, I know I could come up with something better. But like, I ain't never get that opportunity, so I'm like, damn, like, all right, I'm gonna wait till it's my turn. And I just look at them rapping, I'll be like, man, I like that. Like I like that feeling, like I like that. So then I just kept watching, looking up to them, and then my time ended up coming where like life just played me. I dealt those cards where like, you feel me, I was time to pick up the mic, and then everybody that I was looking up to, they started to support me. So then that's how that whole thing started.
Were you like afraid to pick up the mic at first?
Nah, I'm a talkative person.
Okay.
So I wasn't afraid. I always been afraid, like even now I struggle with if it is not good enough. Cause like I'm a perfectionist, and I think I've listened to music for so many years that like I know it sounds good, so I don't like to put out nothing that don't sound good.
I got you. Yeah, I get that. Do you feel like you put a little too much pressure on yourself sometimes? Is it people that tell you like, bro, you thinking about this too hard, just let it go?
Yeah, I overthink a lot.
Okay. Now, why do you think that you overthink? Okay, we know you want to be a perfectionist, but why do you think that you overthink? What's conditioning you to overthink so much?
I would say like wanting to be the best I can possibly be, and like just wanting it to be exactly what I want to listen to.
Okay, gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So like, if it's not nothing I want to listen to, if I could find a part in there, I could be like, nah, that's weak. I don't really, you know what I'm saying? But then I gotta understand that what I think ain't that good, somebody else might think is great.
Right, facts.
Like me personally, I'm just a hard critic, so that's why I be like, no, that ain't it.
Now, also, I understand that you've spoken about how sometimes you may not be able to talk to somebody about the way you feel. But when you get up in the booth, you can get up in that booth and express your feelings exactly how you want to do that. Now, when did you discover that was the best way for you to do that, instead of sometimes talking to somebody? Because some people just will never understand you for whatever reason. So when did you discover that getting in the booth was better than doing that for you at certain times?
When I couldn't talk to my mama.
Okay.
Like when we had like a bad relationship and I was getting kicked out, stuff like that. And then I also started writing a book in high school. Okay. So I would write like a bunch of poems, a bunch of notes, and then like if I couldn't say how I felt about a girl, I'd just write it in a poem. And then like when my brother passed away, we had to write something in class, and I had to, this is like my freshman year in college, and this one really stuck to me. I was like, they said, you write something that means something to you. And then she didn't know, like 2 days prior, my brother passed away. But I still had to do my damn homework, so I'm like, all right, fuck it, I ended up doing it. And I went up in front of class and I wrote something like real deep, and they was all like, wait, is this for real?
It's like, is he doing that?
Like, like this for real? Like, did you really just say that? But wait, did your brother really just pass away like 2 days ago? I'm like, yeah, that's real. They like, why you here in class? I'm like, cause I still want a scholarship. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, so that like from that moment, I was like, all right, what you say really gonna hold some weight, especially when you speaking some real shit. It's gonna hold weight to people, and that made me like feel comfortable. Like, all right, I can do this.
Right. So at that point in time, would you say that you realized writing would make you feel better? At that point in time, or did you kind of discover it around there? Like, dang, writing is really what helps me.
Yeah, I figured it was what helps me, and then I just started writing in my iPad. And this is like before I even had I ain't have a phone. I just had an iPad. Just write on my iPad all day. Just write. And then like I'll be talkative, but I never talk about the real shit that's going on in my life. I'll talk about stuff other people talking about, or what we just, make somebody else feel good. But all the shit that was personal to me, I'll put it down on my notes.
Just write it to yourself. Do you feel like you ultimately, because like you said, some people just wouldn't understand, but do you feel like you felt better just talking to yourself about it and just voicing your own opinion about it rather than venting? You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people act like they don't talk to themselves. I talk to myself every day about whatever. I could be cooking some food. They're like, man, you forgot to turn it. Stuff like that. But that's good that you say that. And I feel like, you are you're in tune with your emotions. When nowadays, a lot of people kind of like, well, I ain't got no emotions. I don't care about nothing. Don't nothing bother me. How important do you think it is for your success in life to be in tune with your emotions? And how has that helped you grow from day one?
I think being in tune with your emotions is important because you gotta know yourself. You know what I'm saying? You gotta know what makes you go, what fuels you, what's your why. You gotta understand yourself to be your best self, and I feel like that's important. So that's what I try to do. Like, I try to not hide my emotions too much, but like just be vulnerable enough to like reach that next level. For me, it works that way. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'll be having to, I feel like my heart on my sleeve works for me. Yeah,
exactly. You know what I'm saying? And I can agree with that. There was one thing you said. You said, you can't be in love with somebody because you're not in love with yourself. That's deep. A lot of people try to, I'm in love, but you don't even know yourself. You put yourself into a darker place. And when was that something that you actually realized in your life? Because that right there, that wisdom is coming from a lesson somewhere.
It was just relationships. Like I try to like, be all that I can for somebody else, and then realize like I'm not even that for myself right now. So I got to take a step back and like really just put the magnifying glass on my own life, fix it up, make sure I am who I say I am when I look in the mirror, and I feel comfortable with that person and love myself enough to be that person for somebody else. And then when I get to a point in my life where I feel full, then I can give myself away.
That's wisdom. He over here kicking wisdom, y'all. We in classes in session. Now, I got to say this, man, because see, this adds so much value to your music. The fact that you are in tune, the fact that you're not faking the phone, the fact that you can go up in there, bust on a trap beat, then get on the genuine beat and do the same thing all over again to them in a different way. That's all beautiful, and it adds to who you are. Now, when you think about being vulnerable, do you ever worry about something like somebody taking advantage of that information? Or do you feel like you are secure enough within yourself? It's like, look, if I tell you this, however you do with it, but I'm going to be okay.
I think when it comes to that, like, I'm always, like, if I say something, I know the possibilities and the backlashes that can possibly come with it. So, like, I already know, like, if I'm going to say it, it is what it is. It's out there. So I don't really trip off what somebody could possibly say to it or the consequences, because it's like you got to live with that, like, and I don't really care about what nobody else say. I know who I am myself.
Facts. So how do you deal with criticism at times? Like, throughout your career, I mean, you already know how football is, and the time we came up, our coaches wasn't the nicest with the mouth at all, which is perfectly fine, because that's what builds us to be who we need to be. So how do you deal with criticism, and how do you deal with the naysayers and things like that? Does that bother you too much, or have you learned how to just let it deflect off you?
I would say it don't bother me, but this gonna sound toxic.
No, bro, it's straight, bro.
I actually like the hate sometimes more than the love.
Okay, makes sense.
Because since I was younger, I felt like the odds was always against me. So like now, like just as I've grown, like sometimes the hate make me go harder.
You learn to thrive in it.
Yeah, I learned to thrive in it. So it's like. If somebody sometimes when somebody tell you yes, you can feel more comfortable, because it's like, oh, you tell me yes, like, all right, I can do that. So then you just feel like relaxed. But it's something about that no
make you hungry.
Like if somebody like, nah, this ain't good enough. Nah, we not signing. Like, nah, all right. So next time you go into the studio, or next time you hit the football field, or next time you're doing this, whatever, for whatever situation it is, it's like, I'm going 10 times harder.
Right.
Because I know it's a possibility that the effort I put in last time wasn't good enough. So like I just let it fuel me, like, and I feel like it make me better, like it make me more of a monster, like. Because then it's like, all right, I'm gonna put myself in a position to where I'm undeniable.
Right. Yeah.
So,
Facts.
So.
And see, the thing is, it's a better feeling when you know that somebody sleep on you.
Yeah.
And then you wake them up.
Yeah.
See, only the people who really going through this process can understand what the pleasure in being told no, or what the pleasure in being hated on is, because you in the process and you see it. You see it for yourself. An outsider may not understand, but that's good that you've learned how to process that.
Yeah.
Anyway, now out in Texas. You run into my boy, shout out my boy Rick Hustle out there in the Triple D doing his thing. You dig? Now, what was your relationship with Ricky? And you know, when did you guys meet?
I want to say the first year I got out there. Like,
did he go to Newman?
Nah, he went to Creekview, the school down the street.
Okay.
Actually, our rivalry school.
My boy,
we went to the same church.
Yeah. Okay,
church, so
yeah. Shout out moms and pops out there, man.
Yeah. My mom was real cool with his mom and stuff like that, and then was at the same church, and our high school was down the street, so we always see each other. And then I was cool with his little brother. So
yeah, shout out my boy.
I was really close with his little brother. We the same age.
Okay.
And then Ricky, he just always been like football oriented.
Right.
So he was always like, we looking at him, he like, damn, he got a scholarship, like he going hard, like
right.
hard like that. You know what I'm saying? So like,
yeah.
he was like a mentor, like a person who was just like kind of like looking up to for real, because he was doing his thing like in football and stuff like that. And then like buff as shit. Like when I was younger.
Hey man, Rick is one of those dudes who can eat whatever he want to eat, and he ain't got to work out, and he gonna be cut up, ripped, all that. You know what I'm saying?
So like when you seeing that, you like, oh yeah, I want to be a football player like that.
Yeah, facts. Rick is the prototypical football player.
So that's what really like started that relationship. So yeah.
Now, speaking of emotions, because you know people like to talk about Drake like he's an emotional guy. What type of impact has Drake had on you throughout your life, and how do you feel that you were able to relate to Drake in ways?
Man, it's crazy because like I don't know. I always say like if people like make me choose over Meek and Drake.
Ain't nobody gonna argue with you about that. Ain't nobody gonna argue with you about that, bro.
Like, cause it's always crazy. Cause I always like, I really love Drake, but I always like, I don't know if I give him enough credit as I really like. I don't know if I put the energy out that I really have about Drake. Like, cause honestly, I've been listening to Drake for like a long time.
So you was caught in the crossfire when him and Meek Mill start beefing, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, because like, well, like in that time period when they started beefing, I wasn't in that love like cycle how I was before. You feel me? So at that time period, I was more so on that motivational stuff like Meek. So that's more so what I stuck with. But like at the same time, I've been listening to Drake since like 14. Like really like any relationship, any I'm talking about sitting in the car, I get lonely too, all kind of stuff. You promised
me you would never change.
Like so like. And mind you, like I've been like in like long relationships, like really only like 2 since I was like 15 maybe. So like Drake was like the go-to, like you feel me? That's all Wale was the go-to, like Drake was the go-to. I'm talking about to an extent of me like sitting in front of the computer all night, like with my headphones on, literally like this, looking at the screen, like over and over and over and over.
Yeah, I can relate to that, man. Drake, man, look, I don't know, if you don't like Drake, then whatever, but Drake is the GOAT. If you don't believe that, whatever the case may be. But okay, now Wale, you credit Wale with being like the dopest lyricist ever. Now, Ambition was the reason why I got this tattoo on my arm. That song Ambition. I got this tattoo on my arm listening to that song. Like no cap, like it up. Now, when did you realize that Wale was an artist that you felt was the dopest lyricist?
He used to have like breakup song, Downtown.
Yeah, facts.
It was a lot of other songs that he had. That was like sticking out to me, like Nike Boots. That's like the old Wale. So like I was hearing the way he was rapping. And then like I know at the time like he was going on tour with J.Cole. They was doing college tours back then. So like I was like just following him little by little, and then like just the stuff he started to say was really resonating with me. And it was all about making it, and it was all about being something. And then when he started to explain the love part, like I started to be like, dang, like he could explain the love, and then he also could be like on some other like tell you some shit about making it too. And I was like, I just love how he paint that picture. And I feel like he's a real poet. Yeah. And the way he paints that picture is just like, is like one of a kind, and that's what it really resonated with me well, because that's how I like to paint a picture.
So do you feel like that versatility also influenced you in your style?
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, because you got to think about it. Drake, versatile. Wale, versatile. Meek Mill, I mean, he don't really do the love thing like that, but you know what I'm saying? Meek Mill can become versatile if he wants to as well. Now, who do you say that you listen to more? Meek Mill, Wale, or Drake? Who's the guy you gonna wake up to right now and listen to?
See, I'm such a versatile person. I gotta play all three.
Okay, he gotta get all three of them at once in one
and
song.
then you can't forget the Kendrick and Cole. Like,
no.
So it's like I gotta play all of it, and then like I'm credited for having like some of the best playlists, because like I got country music, I got rock music, R&B, rap. Whatever you can think of, trap music, like all in one playlist, and it's all the best songs of each genre.
Oh, me said all in. See, I had to separate the playlist. Is this crazy if you go from a rock song, then now you got Aretha Franklin playing next? Yeah. I can't do that.
But see, like I put them in motion. Like, so if you hear like, all right, if we play like Beyonce, Dangerously in Love, then the next one you like speed it up just a little bit with like some little TJ or something. You know what I'm saying? Then you go to the next one. Then the next one, then the next one, then you end up at YG. But you just don't go from Beyonce to YG. That's too fast. It's emotion too. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so you know the music theory. You understand that a little bit more to see. I swear to you, I separated all of them. I got an oldies playlist. I got a rock songs playlist. I got all that. You know what I'm saying? So when you listen to music, what are the things that you're more impressed with? Are you more impressed with lyrics, or are you more impressed with the beat?
I'm usually more impressed with the lyrics. Sometimes the beats override the lyrics depending on the artist, but I'm usually more impressed with the lyrics in the way that the emotion of the song. Like, how could it make you feel? So like that's what I really focus on.
Cause see me, I'm like a beat guy. The lyrics, sometimes they play a role, but now in high school, no offers. You transfer to VVC, then you transfer to Riverside, and at that time, you considered yourself homeless, couch to couch, house to house. Throughout that process, what's going through your mind to make sure that you don't give up at that point in time, or fall off, or just get into anything else other than that? Because it's much easier to just go get money now and leave the game. What's keeping you focused?
My brother passing away. My family wanted me to do good. I don't know, and being told no, that rejection. Like, when I went to Texas, my life kind of went down, even worse than what was here. So like I came back hungry. Like, I kind of got kicked out, and then just some other stuff was going on. My mama loved me. Shout out to my mama. You know, it was just some hard times. But when I came back to LA on a bus, like $9 to my name, and then I asked one of my family members if I could stay with them. Then something happened, and this happened, and I just basically was like, I'm gonna make it. So I would watch like highlight videos. I would watch the people I wanted to become like.
And who was that?
Like all the receivers at that time, like I would watch the Des Bryants, the Odells, all the receivers. I was in college. That's when they were younger in college, and I'd be like, I want to be like them. I don't care what their story is, but I want to be like that. And then I started seeing people with stories, and I'm like, I ain't got no reason to complain. I'm breathing. I could do it. So then, shit, I looked at what I wanted to become and how to get there, and I knew quitting wasn't the way to get there. So shit, I stopped in hell.
You
so I just kept going. Just kept going.
Yeah, and so when you got to step back on that football field, you were actually on defense when you first came back to VVC.
Yeah, I was on
defense. When you step out on defense, because you've been playing receiver most of your life, what was that feeling like being at the college level on defense, and how do you process the game now that you're on the defending side?
I had a lot of anger to take out, so it was easy.
So you was out there blasting people.
It was like I had a lot of anger to take out, so I wanted to like, I had a point to prove, and it was just like, I'm like, it's 22 positions on the field. I gotta at least be on one of them. You know what I'm saying? So like, I just felt like if I wasn't playing receiver, I need to be playing at safety, because they had me like kind of playing both ways. So I'm like, I need to be starting at one. So then coach gave me an opportunity, and then that's what it was, and I just took it from there. And I don't know, like once somebody give me a chance, usually I'll never make them regret it. You know what I'm saying? So like once I got the opportunity, like it just went up. It just changed, and then I don't know. My brother passing away amplified everything.
Now, then, what was the promise that you made to your brother at the funeral that day? And even what was that point in time in your life like for yourself?
It was depressing, but then it was like it was like a wake up call. And then I got on the stage, and I was just like, I was just talking, and they was just like, everybody was looking at me, and they was waiting for me to say what I was gonna say and stuff like that. So then I said what I had to say. I was talking to everybody in the hood, like telling them like, you know, if y'all don't change y'all life, y'all gonna be next. And I was telling them like, he wouldn't want that for y'all, you know what I'm saying? And everybody, you know, they like, well, what Junior gonna do now? You know, like that's my ex boom coon right there, like in the casket. So I basically was just like, I'm not gonna quit for you, you know what I'm saying? Like I told him I was gonna graduate, continue playing football, and I was gonna be everything I told you he was gonna be before he passed away. Like, cause he had told me that he wanted me to rap and play football, because that's just what we always used to do together. So then I told him I was gonna keep that promise, and I was gonna make it and take care of his daughter. So like that's just my promise I kept, and I'm gonna keep. So yeah, so like once that happened, it wasn't no way I was gonna not get a scholarship, not do that. Like, cause you know, like, as soon as I said I'm gonna finish school, everybody clapping, boy, you better finish school, boy, you better graduate. I'm like, damn. So I never had stopped. Like, as hard as it got, like I finished. Like,
So even throughout those days where it's like, man, it's uncertain, my living situation is uncertain, you got the promise that you made to your big brother in the back of your mind that's keeping you going forward. Was there a time that you felt like it was too much and you could have just gave up? Was there a moment that you had like that?
Yeah. When it was time to transfer, my grades weren't going through. I failed a class right before it was time to transfer.
Oh man!
And then it was just getting super hard. And then my car, it broke down. Just a lot of stuff.
Just one thing after another.
Yeah, just one thing. Car broke down. Then another school pulled their offer. I'm just like, damn. Then the one thing after another, then the coach acting weird. I'm finna knock him out. I'm just like, man, it's just a lot of just negativity. So then everything just started slowly coming back together, and I'm just like, man, if I would have gave up, it would have been ugly. But then I just kept going, and I made it through that. I made it through that situation.
Right. So you go to RCC. What was it like getting a transfer there, and then you made the switch to offense? Like I said, this guy's a big body receiver. He is not a small guy. Now, when you got there to RCC, you know it's a different level of football there than VBC. It's totally different. And when you got there, were you there with Marquise Thompson? He was like number 10, play receiver number 10.
Why does that sound familiar?
He played there for sure. He played quarterback at Crenshaw with us and stuff like that.
He was there the year before.
Yeah, probably so. Yeah.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, and how did the season go for you that year at RCC?
I was ineligible that year.
Okay.
So I had to watch everybody play. So like, it was a bunch of like D1 athletes like from everywhere.
Yeah, that's why you get it at
like,
RCC.
So you got bounce back from Florida, USC, UCLA. Every school, like all of the top players in LA coming out there.
Right.
And then me, I didn't have those offers, but everybody knew I was good, but I didn't have that backing, you know what I'm saying? So like, they was already put ahead of me. So like, I came in as a DB, and then actually my cousin, he got drafted to the Raiders. He went to UW. His dad always like kind of like helped me. So he took me to work out at Stars, and this where all the best players in Cali go to train at. We go to Stars. I see somebody, he like, if you come to this school, you have a shot at the NFL. If you don't come to this school, you ain't gonna have a shot at the NFL.
Oh wow!
I was like, damn, that could stay with me.
Yeah.
So I went home, and I told like my peoples, and like, it's up to you. You gonna do what you gonna do. You got to take a chance or whatever. So I just started thinking about it. I had like 3 days to like think about it. So I packed my clothes, went over there, and I'm like, where am I gonna live at? So then I started sleeping on my grandma's couch. I'm like, damn, my grandma 45 minutes, she in Hemet. This Riverside. I gotta go way that way.
Yeah, every day.
So I'm like, dang. Well, then I'm like, all right, I'm in Compton, I'm in Watts. I gotta go 45 minutes that way.
Yeah, facts.
So I'm like, what I'm gonna do? So I'm like, I started meeting little people I could stay with here and there. Then I just started found out how to get through it. Started cracking dorms, all kind of stuff. I found a way. So then I started going to school there, and like my life changed like immediately. Like the grades, the classes I needed to take, it changed. I went and bought a car. But then it went bad because I was doing all that. I was working hard, and I was getting there on time from LA. And then when I was going to my grandma's, I'm still getting there on time. The coach said, "We're gonna cut you."
Oh wow!
Yeah, he said we're gonna cut you because I was at DB.
Yeah, wow.
Because I had like all my homies from LA, and everybody that was there, they was from Florida, they was from all these other schools and all these big places. Yeah. They was getting to shine, and they had big offers, and I didn't. So they was the ones I was playing, and it was more polished at the time. So I said, we're gonna cut you, but I was at DB. So then I went into the coach's office. I said, look, I really do this shit for a purpose.
Yeah, facts.
This is not a game.
I don't do this for nothing.
Yeah, this is my life. Like, this all I got. Like, I'm sleeping on the floor just to make sure I could play here. Like, he like, man, Mr. Brooks, LONGè, you know, it's tough out here, but I don't know what to tell you. I said, look, I'm willing to play scout team the whole season because I'm eligible, and he know that already. Yeah. So he like, you can't play this year anyway. You might as well come back next year because you just taking up space type shit. So I'm like, what? Me? I'm the hardest nigga out. So I tell him, look, I'll play on scout team. I must have changed my jersey from the because you know the defense wear black and offense wear white. I changed my jersey to that white jersey. I put my visor on my helmet. And I went to offense at receiver.
Wait. So you went out there and disguised yourself?
Yes, because he told me, he was like, you got to play scout team. And I'll play scout team offense. I'll just go back to receiver. Yeah. Because his defense needed scout team players. Okay. And our defense that year, everybody went D1. They went to UCLA, USC, Florida, Washington State, Colorado, all the big schools. Yeah, they was all going up. All my homies from LA was going up. Yeah. So like, I told him I'll play scout team. And then I was like, forget it. You know, like, it's what it is. I can't play this shit anyway. Right. I played scout team. Everybody respect level just went from like, literally from like black to white.
That's how it go.
Like they was like, this nigga good.
Yeah, we been sleep on him. Yeah. That's it.
I put my visor on. I got my whole swag back at receiver. Like everybody was like, damn, this nigga hard. Like my homie, like he was going to SC. All the schools started looking at me. I started becoming the hottest receiver in California. Like it was crazy. Like Nebraska was like the first place to try to offer me. Like Nebraska, I'm like, bro, Nebraska, bro, like what?
Nebraska, yeah, that's
like, I'm looking at the crowd, like, and there's 90,000 people in the stands. They sending me letters. I'm like, ooh, I'm finna make it. So I'm getting geeked, like, so like, I'm like, dang. So, I'm playing on scout team the whole year, and next thing you know, my season, it's time for the people that's playing that year, the little sophomores, to transfer. Now it's my turn. Now I didn't ball all year on scout team. Came to practice every day. I'm working at the warehouse, getting off at 3. Practice start at 3, so I'm rushing to practice from the warehouse. And then at the warehouse, I'm over here on lunch. I'm taking like 3-hour lunches anyway. Oh man, yeah. I don't want to work. Like I don't want to fuck this job. Yeah. So I'm doing that. I'm practicing, doing all that. By the time it come time for the next year, I'm in position, I'm balling. Offers start rolling in. Coaches start messing with me. Everybody respecting me. I'm getting my grades right. I'm getting better grades. Taking all the classes. I'm taking like 27 units at one time.
Oh man, hustle.
Yeah, hustle. So like everything just started flowing right. And then we got to the season. First 2 games, I ain't got no stats. I look at my homie in the crowd. The 3rd game was our home game. I'm like, bro, I gotta make it. I did not come this far to start.
Nothing.
And all this happened.
Right.
I start crying. I'm like, bro, I have to make it.
Were you on the sideline crying?
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
like,
I feel that.
I told him, I looked at my bro in the stands. I said, bro, I'm finna score as soon as I get the ball. I don't care if I get the ball one time. I got the ball one time.
You yelled it out?
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, you was going
I yelled it out to the crowd. Like, I'm like, I'm gonna score because everybody looking at me like, you supposed to be that nigga. Like, you supposed to be the one. Right. I must have caught a slant, took it for like 70 yards. After then, my life was over. That was my first touchdown and like a receiver in college. It was over.
Change the game.
It was over.
Now, you got to understand, he's talking about the all-out hustle it is to be successful with the JUCO route. Everybody JUCO route is different, but some people got to hustle. If this is what you want to do, if this is what you want to do in your life, and this is what you love to do, like Nipsey Hussle said, to love something, to struggle for it. And that's the only way you make it out. Now, going through all the things that you went through, you say football means hope. Yeah. Football was my only source of happiness, and when I had nothing, football was all I had. Now, for a lot of people, that's exactly what it is. We don't have to make no money to be passionate about the game and love the game the way we love it. Now, when you say football is happiness, did you find anything else to be happy about other than football, or was it just like, this is my life here? Yeah. I'm putting all my eggs in this basket.
The only thing that made me happy outside of football was a girl.
Okay. Hey, that's cool.
It was a girl and like family time. That was it. That was the only thing that could have made me happy. Like even money, like the amount of money, like, and if it wasn't like the NFL check, it didn't do nothing for me. Like nothing really interested me at that time but football. Football and a girl.
That's what everything was about.
Yeah.
I gotta get my hustle on so I can play this game of football. And now the offers start to come in. You commit to South Dakota State.
Well, I was going to Syracuse at first.
Oh, you was going to Syracuse at first. Okay, so what happened there?
I had to take the right math. It's always
the math, man. Yeah.
Take the right math. Do this. Do that. So I'm sitting here stuck. Like, am I finna sit in JUCO for a few more months? Am I just finna get out of here?
Right.
I'm like, the L suspended. This happened and this happened. Man, I'm gone.
Yeah, I'm
out of here.
I'm taking what I can.
I'm out of here. Like,
yeah.
But then the day I left, more offers start coming in. I'm like, God damn. So I'm thinking like, did I make the right decision or was I moving too fast? So that's always something I think about. I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, you did what you needed to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
I don't think I realized how much I had worked because I was such a workaholic. I just work. By the time I looked up, I'm like, oh, I got this.
You got options.
But I only was so like one track minded. I just focused on that little one school because I kind of like had a good relationship with the coach. And he called my mom. My mom told me like, ain't no school about to offer you no scholarship and you're going to live for free and they going to take care of you and do all this. Yeah, so the coach called her like, hey, look, Miss Charlene, this is Coach Middleton. All this is free. Yeah. It's free for you if you want to come up here too. And she was like, my son, this dumbass, you know, like he gotta, you know what I'm saying? Because she didn't believe in it. So like when she believed it, when she heard it, she, you know, she looking at the car like, this for real, you know? And then
what?
Yeah, exactly. So it just, that right there, like it made me kind of like mess with the coach a lot more. So we kind of built a relationship like that. So we became close, and then that's ultimately why I made that decision.
And then you speak about even Tyson Graham.
Yeah.
What was the relationship? Tyson Graham went to the league as well. Now, what was the relationship like with him? What was some of the things that made it good for you?
He from Florida, and like everybody know, like I got a good relationship with like people down south because of my family. And he called me. He was like, "Bro, you got an opportunity here. There's money on the floor. Like you can come up here. I'm on defense. You on offense. Let's get to it. Let's have some fun. Let's take over the whole little league. Whatever." So I'm like, all right, it's lit. Like you know, I go out there. I stay in his apartment for a little bit. It's cool. We having fun. Like this is my dog. Like so I'm like, all right, I'm in here. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Like he just gave me that motivation, and he was like, he played that big brother role. You know what I'm saying? So like he was just like, nah, little bro, this is what we gonna do. Be focused. Whoop. And then I'm seeing a league like, you know, NFL teams coming out for him. Yeah. So I'm like, oh shit, all right. Well, I guess it don't matter what school I go to. I just need to ball out. So like that motivated me because he was like, he had the right attitude. And he was like trying to be like a leader. So
did you take any time to, in that point in time in your life, did you take any time to realize how blessed you were and the things that you had to go to get to that point? You ever think about that?
Yeah, it was nice. I had tears of joy because like I had worked so hard. I'm like, damn, like all that it took to get here, like I was just happy.
Never gave up.
Yeah, I was happy.
Now your first year up there, junior year, leads the team in receiving, 384 yards on 22 receptions. You made your first start in Game 5, and you also made MVFC All-American, a new All-American team. Newcomer, all newcomer team. There you go. Now, what was the process like in becoming a starter in Game 5? What type of process was that? How much work did you have to put in to become that?
It was a lot of work because the coaches felt like I didn't know the plays, and then they felt like this, and then they had other players that they had to put on the bench for me transferring in. It was a lot of politics going on. It was a lot of politics, and that was hard to deal with too because it was like a culture shock for me. I'm like, dang, like. Usually when you just the best, you just the best. It ain't no talking. Like it's just, you the starter. There was a lot of little politics, and then our quarterback was a running quarterback.
Oh yeah.
Which now he the quarterback for the Cardinals.
Okay, that's what's up. Yeah.
So it was kind of that made it harder. So by the time I stepped on the field when I started in Game 4, I mean I was already playing, but I wasn't getting the ball. So like everybody talking like, nah, that's LONGè, like, and then they don't call me like LONGè or Brooks out there in South Dakota. They call me Juice.
Juice. What you get the name Juice? What you was doing out there, man?
I was balling. Like, so everybody knew, like, once I touched that ball, like, I was Juice. So, like, everybody like, why, you know, we call him Juice, but, like, why we really call him Juice? You know, and I used to look at like OJ, not for not for the other stuff.
He said not for the case or nothing like that.
Yeah, but, like, you know, I was just, like, I was a Juice man. Like, so it came time in, like, game 4, we played against Youngstown. And they had all NFL prospects on their team. And I balled out. And it was like, oh, shoot. And then that's my first time, my first little ESPN interview after the game with you. Then game 5, they like, all right, nah, you the guy. Right. You know what I'm saying? We gonna feed you more. We gonna feed you more. My bad for not feeding you the last game.
That's how it go. That's how it go.
So then they start feeding me. I started doing what I was doing at 6 years old. Start breaking them long like passes and catches again. So like then the respect started coming, and then, you know, like, it became to a point where, like, the crowd be screaming, like, Juice, Juice.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's lit.
Yeah, so, like, it was just, I just started getting the juice from there. But then, like, my stats and stuff still weren't adding up crazy, because, like, I was still barely getting the ball. But I mean, like, if we running the ball all game, or the quarterback running the ball all game, and then I'm the receiver that scored, like, the long bombs, like, it was making a big difference.
That's what matters,
it was making a big difference. So yeah, that's how it happened.
That's hard now to have your own nickname and things like that out there. Now, your senior year, you had big games against Sam Houston State, Illinois State.
Oh yeah,
and you will be one of 4 players out of your conference to be selected in the College Gridiron Showcase. Then he also got this highlight where they throw a deep ball, right? The ball get knocked out. Knees. That's why you don't give up on a play. Now, what was so big to you about the Sam Houston and Illinois State game? You reacted to that immediately. What was going on right there?
The Illinois State game, the corner I was going against, I think he played for the Broncos right now.
Okay.
And he started.
Oh, okay. That's even better.
He was like he was talked about a lot.
Okay.
He was talked about a lot.
Yeah.
And the year before, my girlfriend came to the game. I ran past this dude so fast. The year of my junior year, I ran past him so fast. I was on his head. Yeah. The ball came like this, and it was a little bit overthrown, but I still could have caught it. Yeah. I looked at my girlfriend in the middle of the game, like in the middle of the game, and dropped the ball. Oh, because man, like she was in my peripheral right here. So like I don't know what I was thinking. Like my focus was just a little bit off. And my coach told me, he said, "You did that because your girl came to the game."
Oh man!
And she was like right there, and I knew her phone was out, so I was like,
"You was trying to put on the finesse."
Oh my god, that made me sick. Yeah. So the next year, my senior year, I see the same dude. I'm like, I'm finna eat you alive. So we going at it the whole game, and I'm just like showing who I am. Like he the one with all the clout, and I'm like the underdog at this moment. So I had a real good game. Like I really showed who I was. Like, and I ain't really have to talk no more. Like I proved who I said I was. You know what I'm saying? So like just getting that respect, like was like,
it felt good.
It felt good. And then Sam Houston State. Texas, like I love Texas, love-hate relationship. With the high school, the football part, like they kind of doubted me, felt like I wasn't as good as them because I was from Cali. So we get on the field, they like, oh, you from California, you soft, I'm like, man, I'm confident, I don't care about none of that. Like I get mad, like you don't know nothing about the chips. So I'm getting mad. I'm like, what? Are we calling each other bees? We're talking about mamas, all kind of stuff before the game. So I'm like, all right, watching, I see y'all because I got a vendetta versus Texas. I ain't had no offers coming out, so I was mad. I had to come back to the city. So like, I was like, all right, the game started. I ain't really got no stats like that. My granddad, who just passed away a few months ago, he was at the game. And my grandparents, the one I told you that they lived in Hemet, they had moved to Texas that year. Okay. So like, I wanted to show them like, like the help y'all was giving me, like, to help me get here, it was like, it meant something, like I had something to prove to them too. And I want them to see me do good. So they throw me the ball, the first catch I get, and then the coaches, they not throwing me the ball at the beginning. They doing dumb stuff. The game is close. They throw me the ball one time, I catch it. He throw me the ball again, the same drive, I catch it.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then the third time, now mind you, the score is like 45 to 37 or something like that. So I bring it up to like 45, 42, something in there. Right. I must have go down, they throw it up, I catch it over his head, take the ball to the end zone, take a knee, and I just like thank God for bringing me here. Like, and then my grandma and everybody in the stands, like, she just looking at me like, oh my God, I just seen this.
Yeah.
And she in Houston and all my family in Texas, she telling them like how good I am, all the work I done put in to get here. And they like, we finna come see this boy play. We don't even know how good he is. We come see this boy play. So they all in the stands looking at me and stuff, and like the crowd going crazy.
And how good did that feel? Like just
it felt amazing because like it felt amazing.
And now you know what I read about that? They said that I guess you caught every pass on that drive, and it's that's dope.
And then like and the crowd, like they said it was a PI, and like if you watch the video like the live footage, you hear the crowd like it literally sound like NFL game. Like they was so loud. They was like, no, that was PI. And when I scored, I just got on my knees and I just thank God and I just thank my brother. And I was just like, I just walked to the sideline. Coach is trying to talk to him. Man, watch out, move your bitch up.
Yeah, he was politicking on me.
Yeah, he was politicking on me. He was trying to do me wrong. Like, you feel me? So then after then, like, I felt like that moment defined, like, when you get your opportunity, it's about what you do with it. And then like the whole Texas thing, I closed the chapter on being hurt from like the football aspect out there. I closed that chapter because after then it was like I did what I came to do, and that's all I ever wanted to do was go back and shit on them.
So, like, and he did it. Too,
so that right there solidified that. Like, so I kind of like it just helped me. Like it was like helping me heal. Like I was everything came full circle. That was my last college game.
Oh wow!
And then I played high school out there. I didn't get the opportunity I wanted to. And then that was my last college game was back in Texas. You know, so I was like those demons. Like I had to face them. You know what I'm saying? So like. I feel like that right there like closed that chapter for me. Like I could deal with it.
You smashed on that for real. That's dope. Now you also this year would land on a highlight on the NCAA top 10. You know what I'm saying? The ball is deflected and you never gave up. You caught it between your knees. Did you ever watch that video and were you aware that you made that?
Yeah. I've been doing stuff like that since I was a little kid, so it really didn't really affect me at the moment. I was just like, yeah, I caught the ball. Like, but when I looked on the film, when we got back,
that's amazing.
Yeah, everybody was like, did you really just even the coach was like, I mean, I prefer you catch it with your hands, but I mean, I ain't never seen nobody do some shit like this. You know,
facts,
so I was just kind of like, I've been doing that on the block for so long. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't know, like.
So that was just back to back.
That was
football.
Yeah, that was just like that backdoor football right there. So that backyard football. So, but when I realized it, and then I woke up on ESPN, I'm like, oh shit, that was
I'm one of those guys.
Yeah, that was kind of hard. That was hard.
Yes, I'm one of the guys.
Yeah.
Now I gotta ask you, man. Now, okay, after college. Get selected for the gridiron game. How was that situation for you? One of 4 players out of the out of the whole conference. How was that for you?
It was good. It was fun. That was back in Texas again.
Okay. Oh man, Texas again, huh?
Back in Texas. It's something about Texas. It's something about Texas. All my exes live in Texas. Like Georgia State,
or they go to Georgia State where tuition is handled by some random nigga. I know. Come on, man.
So like, I don't know what it is about Texas. So I'm back in Texas again. Yeah. Mind you, my mom live out there.
Okay.
So I'm back in Texas again. I'm training. They got us in a hotel room. We getting weighed in. We practicing every day. So now I go from playing against the players that's in my conference versus playing against players like at Bama, SC, you know what I'm saying, like Notre Dame, all the biggest schools that are there. And now I really get to show who I am.
Right.
So then now it's like I'm really get to show like what I bring to the table.
Right.
So like it's going cool, and then again, like at first it seemed like it's going slow. I'm not getting an opportunity to show myself. And then again, I don't know what God just dropped a sprinkle of blessing on a nigga helmet or something. I just start doing good again. I just start doing good again. Yeah. People start calling me down, and then like you going through meetings, and they calling you out your hotel room. Like you could be chilling, boom, chilling. They calling out your hotel room at like 3 o'clock. Hey, Cleveland Browns want to talk to you. Chicago Bears want to talk to you. San Diego Chargers at the time want to talk to you. Then you got to go down, and they giving you like a questionnaire. They saying how much you weigh. They seeing your posture, your mannerisms, how you talk, where you come from, your whole background. Asking me the same questions you talking about. Like, what fuels you? Like, what makes you think you're ready for the NFL?
Right. Yeah. You said you are aggressive. You are determined. Like you
had to give them. Yeah. You had to really like it was like interview. You had to sell yourself, and then all you got is your leggings on your spandex, and then you go up to the front, and like you getting weighed in. So you looking at people next to you like, you like 6'5", 225. You like, dang, you know, God ain't blessed me with all that. So you over there trying to hold your shit like this to stand on stage, like trying to look buff, because you got like all 32 teams looking at you. It's like 3 representatives from each team. So you want to be on stage like this, like, man, I'm ready for the NFL. Like, so it's just a bunch of little mind games they played, and but it was cool though. It was a good experience. And then after then, I felt like I was ready, and then I started training.
Now you did end up joining the indoor league professional football team. Now, how was that situation for you? Were you happy with it? Did you feel like you wanted? Of course, you wanted more, but like, how did you feel in that situation?
It was one of those things where like everything kind of started going the other way again. Like it was always such an up and down. Because my pro day, I put my hamstring on a 30. Because I was trying to run a 4.4, but that's what I thought I was gonna go in there and run. I ended up running. They ended up moving my pro day like a month back.
Oh man,
So I felt like I put on a few pounds. So like, and then I had to fly out to go do my pro day. And originally it was supposed to be here in California. I fly out to go do it. I put my hamstring on a 30-yard line, and then from there, what happened? I was hurt, like my hamstring was hurt, so I was trying to come back and get rehab, and then the Colts called me draft day, and I'm like, oh shit, the Rams called me draft day. I'm like, oh shit, like life is really finna change. Mind you, a few minutes later, a bit earlier, my cousin get drafted to the Raiders.
So you like, it's
I'm in this bitch like, oh, Raiders, look, I'm wearing Raiders right now. Like, it's for real. So like, and then I'm looking at all my homies and people I'm playing against, you hearing their names, like, you just hearing their names go on the draft. Like, you looking on TV like, this real. Like, I waited my whole life. So I was 5 years old for this moment. Like, so just to even know I was on that list was like a blessing.
That's
like,
beautiful.
I was like, damn, like they called me. Like, so I talked to them or whatever. This shit was so disheartening. I was supposed to go to camp with the coach. Didn't end up going to their training camp. They picked the other dude. At the last minute, they said they was gonna take what's his name? I forgot his name, but he was number 10. And he played at Northern Illinois.
So y'all played against him.
Yeah, he played Northern Illinois, and they took him. And I was like, damn. But I put my hamstring in front of the coach at my pro day.
So you know it just.
But I rode the plane back with the scout from there, who took the notes back to the coach. It was just random, it's weird. But he really liked who I was, you know what I'm saying? Like, so like we was talking, which that don't matter, they say you a dream. But we was talking and stuff, and he like, man, like you got some size, you got some talent. I like how after you put your hamstring, I didn't even give up. Like my hamstring was torn. Like it was red, like bruised, my leg was swollen, but I was still running routes. And then we had a few other draft picks that was there with us. So like my quarterback that went to the Cardinals, it was me. So us two was gonna go for my team, and then it was 2 dudes from the other team in South Dakota, and I think that's the tight end for the Eagles. That's the tight end for the Eagles. And then there was another receiver, and I think he played for, I don't know what team he played for right now. So it was like us 4 that was kind of getting looked at. So
and that was all from the conference, y'all.
And so basically, you know, the opportunity that came out or whatever, and then shit. It ended up going my way, so then I started doing some stuff with the Canadian League in Canada. So then that really wasn't going my way either, and then I landed at the indoor league. So it was like 3 tries. It was like so it was just like dang. By the time I got there, I already had made the song on Twitter that went viral. Eastside. I already had made that. So by the time I got there, I had made another song. My mama got cancer just before I got there.
You said your roommate told you.
My roommate was like, my mama died from cancer. So I was like, shit, this shit for real, huh? So I'm like, damn, you know, like,
run it up.
So he started telling me like, man, you inspiring me, like your words, bro, like you really like. He was like, I don't want to tell you what to do or like, you know, to stop playing football. I like do both, but he like, for me, keep making that kind of music. So I'm like, damn, all right. And then the music just started becoming my best friend. Like even before doing before practice and shit like that, I'm in the room just rapping. I go to practice, I got my headphones on, I'm rapping. I'm on the sideline, I'm rapping. I'm like, I can't stop rapping, I'm turning into a damn robot. Like I can't stop rapping. So I'm just like, all right, I'm just gonna be a rapper. I got on the Greyhound, I went to Missouri. I stayed with my bro. I was like, am I finna live in Missouri or go back to LA? hell no, Missouri. Lame as hell. I'm going back home.
Oh, Missouri. Woo!
Lame as hell.
Especially when you from LA.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. So like I'm out there and I'm like, man, hell no, I'm going back to the crib. So I go, we talking or whatever. My bro, he helping me out. He like, here goes some money and stuff like that. Cause I ain't got shit. So he like, here, whoop. And then I come back home. It's 2019. My uncle, who like my dad, I just got a title on my leg. He passed away. I'm like, man, if these last 10 years ain't been a goddamn just tragic up and down, I'm like, damn, what is going on? Right. He was actually in the East Side video.
Right, yeah.
So he passed away. I'm staying with my girl at the time or whatever. Then next thing you know, I end up not living with her no more. So then everything just leading up to this, and I'm like, everything is, football is going like this. The walls is closing. Cause one, like, it's certain windows you got to get in for the league.
Yeah, facts.
So like they created that new league, the AAU, that everybody was going to, that wasn't in the NFL playing that year to go to, and then COVID happened. So I'm like, oh, I'm really assed out. So I kind of took it for what it is, and I locked in all the way on the music, like all the way. I
gotta ask you, was the transition? Did you find yourself depressed? You know, just having to come to realization, like, man, it's a wrap. Now, what were some of the thoughts that you had? But I mean, then again, you already had music going on. But were you convinced that, okay, I'm about to go all in on music? Like, when did you become convinced that this is it? Did it happen in between that point in time where you like confused, lost, depressed?
Yeah, I was lost, depressed. I was heartbroken.
Yeah, and it's real. It's real because every athlete has that moment in their life where it's like, damn,
I was heartbroken.
It's over. Yeah.
And then I was pushing people away, and I didn't really realize it. So like, I was doing certain things that made me feel good and comfortable, and people didn't really realize they didn't know what was going on because I don't think they ever looked back and seen like, wait, this dude was a football player. Look how far he really came.
What he went through.
What I went through. So like, it was more so like, what's wrong with you? You know, like, but I never was vocal enough to express myself. So I kind of just kept it to myself, and then I just found myself like in a dark hole, and I slowly but surely I just started coming up, and then I feel like now I just finally came up.
That's it. What it is, you got to go through the process of finding yourself. Everybody got a different path to it, but as long as you do it, that's all that matters. Now we got to talk about in the song East Side. This song went viral. This song was a big deal. Now there was a line that stuck out to me. He said, "Don't gang bang. I went to college for free. Young nigga from the hood with a college degree." I feel like that's very important for the kids that's coming up after you, that's going through the same thing. You feel me? Knowing the story, knowing that the hustle that you had to go through.
Yeah.
When you said that, bro, that touched me in a different way. Like on the real, that it really touched me in a different way. Now, what's your purpose in making sure that you say things like this, understanding how impactful that is?
I wanted to tell my story, and I wanted to inspire people to feel like they could be comfortable having that same story. Like, you ain't gotta hide it. Like, you could be a good kid, but like, just like, that's why I like Kendrick, good kid, mad city, you know, so you could be who you are, you know, like, you ain't gotta have no shame in being who you are. Everybody ain't gotta be a killer, because it only leads to one road.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So it's like, be who you are, you know, like, don't be ashamed of who you are. And I feel like before then, I had different lyrics right there. I was saying something else, and I switched it, and I was like, you know, I want my purpose to be heard. I'm gonna tell the whole story. So that's why I said that, and I'm like, be who you are, like, be true to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't gotta act like you this tough guy or this, or have this fake persona. So I'm like, I don't gangbang. I went to college for free. You know what I'm saying? And I got a college degree. So it's like,
it was so catchy how you put that together.
I was proud of it. Like, I was so proud of it. Like, I'm like, I'm gonna say who I am. Like, and I'm gonna make people love me for me and inspire the people who got the same story. So it's a direct audience. You know what I'm saying?
So now, you know, you getting the feedback because you obviously bubbling with this rap thing. You getting the feedback. Are there some people who are surprised to see that you're doing what you're doing now?
Yeah.
And what's some of the stuff that you've heard about it?
Like, no matter what you go through or what you're pursuing, you always keep going. You never give up. Yeah.
Beautiful.
They always be like surprised, like, I knew you could rap, but like, I didn't know your music was.
You know you do it like that.
Yeah. And then other people be like, they be like, damn, why you not signed yet? That's what everybody say. Like, if I show you my DMs, it's just, damn, why you not signed yet? Why you not? I don't even know. Then, you know, people used to be like, 'cause you ain't posted me yet. But they all be posting me. So.
You know what? You know what I'm saying? See, I don't think that it's my friend's responsibility to post what I got going on.
And that's why I never really ask people. But I'm going to say, like, I don't know what it is, and this will make me feel like it was more of my purpose. People never really had a hard time supporting me with music. And since the first time I did it, it was like always like real genuine support. And like I think that helped me love it more because it was always like people, they kind of felt it, like especially the people around me, because they knew my story was authentic. They felt it, and I think that helped me keep going because it was just like I never really had a problem with like people liking it. So I think my only problem was like reaching the masses, learning how to reach the masses. But like as far as like when I put it out, and the people that do hear it, always love it.
I mean, fool, that's the thing. You're just gonna get bigger and bigger. The only way it doesn't work out is if you just completely stop.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Quit,
you already have been through enough to understand you came too far to go back. You know what I'm saying? All that stuff just adds up to who you need to be and what you can deal with, because you know ain't no limits to this. Now, you were able to quit your job. You met Christy Mack. Would end up meeting Chris Muniz. Right now, when you quit your job, 'cause I done been through the same thing. You got to leave it behind. This is not for me. Okay, when you quit your job, what is it that you're thinking about? Like, are you scared to jump into this because you're jumping all into your purpose now? Like you all out. So when you get to the moment where you're able to quit, what's some of the stuff that you had to go through to make sure that you understood like this is the mission and I'm not gonna stop?
I had to really think like, am I gonna really make it in this shit, or is it a dream? Is it a dream? Is it a dream deferred or a dream come true? And I feel like only hard work can make your dream come true. So I'm like, I'm gonna take that risk. And then I don't know, like I just had to believe in myself. I had to believe in myself. And then I knew if I believed in myself enough that I could put myself around other people who may feel the same way about me. So then luckily I met them, and then it was just like I felt like the decision was even more smarter, like okay, I got lucky.
I mean, yeah,
you know
you see the confirmation.
Like, yeah, like it was like an affirmation. I'm like, oh shit. And then what's his name? Leston was like, oh, I got somebody I want you to meet. Right. And I'm like, all right, well, hopefully, you know, like it'll go good. And it went good. So I'm like, all right, cool. So then like from there, I was just like, all right, maybe that was the right decision.
You quit your job that day.
It was that day.
That day.
That morning.
Yeah.
And cause I already was kind of planning on it, but I'm like, well then I'm gonna shoot this video. Ain't no way I'm going back to work. Like, there's no way I can go back to work. I just like, I'm just like, there's no way. So then I don't know, like I just felt like everything was just like adding up the right way. And then meeting them, like, or meeting Chrissy that day, like it like just gave me the confirmation, like, if you take that chance, the right thing is gonna happen.
Right. Shout out Chrissy back. Yeah, for real. Now, like, when you shoot that video, that was a beautiful video, by the way. He went on ahead and popped the bottle in his eye and stuff like that. Now, those embarrassing moments, those are things that people can't run from. Do you ever think about that? Because I ain't gonna lie to you, I be going around people like, man, I hope I don't do that and embarrass myself. Man. You know what I'm saying? Do you ever think like that? Yeah,
I was hoping I didn't embarrass myself, but then it was just fun in the moment, so I'm just like, shit, hopefully it turned out good on camera. Well, he didn't end up using it, but I was like, hopefully it turned out good. But I was just hoping like he didn't mess up his camera, or he didn't feel like, you know, like disrespected or nothing, because it really was an accident, you know, like, so, but it was all good. It was all love.
Now, would you say that rapping, because see, the thing that we struggle with is finding something that we can put that same energy into that we can put in football. We're passionate, we you know, we let all that out. So do you feel like rapping is what that is for you? You can let everything out when you rap, when you sing, whatever you do, like when you get in that booth. Yeah.
It's one of those things where like I could use that same energy, I can use that same passion, and I can have that I can feel that void of putting all myself into something and then believe that the reward is worth all the work I put in. Yeah. So like, and that's what I feel like, you know, I like doing stuff where it's like, it's a reward at the end. It's like a goal, it's a big goal. And it's a goal that's good enough to like, put you in a better position in life. And then also allow me to live my purpose and do the things that I desire to do and become exactly who I want to become. So like, I feel like it's worth that. And like, I only want to do and strive for things that's worth that make me feel internally happy.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's like, I feel like music is that for me. Like, and it always been since I was younger. I just chose football. So I just came back. It just came back around. You know, it was always in me. So now I'm just letting it out.
Yeah, it's a process. It's a process to everything. Now, y'all make sure y'all go run up Packs in the Rental. What was you like at 20,000 views not too long ago? So y'all make sure y'all gonna run that up. Y'all tap in with LONGè2K.
Yes,
I'm sure he dropping something real soon. When the next time you gonna drop something for us?
Man, soon.
He got something coming for us soon.
Next couple weeks.
Okay, next couple weeks. So y'all stay tuned for that. Once again, it's your boy J.Brock, Clap It Up LA. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff so we can continue to get this word out. He dropped a lot of good gems, especially for you guys out there taking a JUCO route, being confused, not knowing what's going on. You guys needing to quit your job and follow your dreams. Look, the only people that's going to tell you you can't make a dream come true either never did it or they never had a dream. Never forget that. Now, once again, it's J.Brock, Clap It Up LA with my boy LONGè2K. Make sure y'all run these videos up. Clap it up. We out.